Hello, lovely people. I'm Debs. Welcome back to my channel, The Creative Book Shack. I'm here today to do two hashtag challenges. The first is What's in a Name, and that was created by Paper Confessions with Karamia and BBS Closet Creations, and it's about explaining where your channel name came from. And the second is Face Behind the Hands, and this was created by Linda at Linny P's Place. I'll list everybody below. Here's the face, because on crafting channels often all you see of people is their hands. Now I was tagged in both of these challenges by my lovely friend Cindy at Scrap Brat. Check out all these ladies and show them some love. So we'll start with What's in a Name. My channel is called The Creative Book Shack. I have another channel on YouTube, which is a booktube channel, which is called Raina Reads Stuff. Raina being my surname. And on that channel, I spend my life in here. This is my book shack. This is a summer house in my garden where I can come and sit and read, and I write in here, and I also craft in here, but only in the summer, because in the winter it's cold and I don't like it. It took me quite a while to come up with a name for my channel, for my crafting channel. But I do quite a lot of my crafting in here, although I don't film in here. I'm very lucky in that I have two dedicated spaces for my hobbies. One of my hobbies is reading, and so this has been turned into a library, and the other of my hobbies is crafting, and I have a small box room. It's not actually big enough to be called a bedroom, that I craft in, and I film in there. I've got the filming set up for over the top videos in there. In here, I have the filming set up for face to camera videos. You want to have a look around? Let's give you a quick look around. So, let's lift you up slowly. The legs falling off my tripod. So I have maps of the world up here. I have my mooming calendar. I have a lot of moomins. I've got this is the new garden umbrella, but it's been very windy and rainy, so we haven't put it up yet. I've got 7 bookcases in here, and these are basically the books that didn't fit in my house. Down there I have boxes of donated books that I may or may not use for crafting. I have a box of blankets for when it's cold. I have a nice comfy chair. I also have the clothes area. I don't like having clothes hanging in my house, and I don't have a tumble dryer, so the clothes area lives in here as well. And this is my book shack. It's a lovely little place. I like it a lot. Now, the second part of this challenge is the face behind the hands. And the idea of that is that you tell people a little bit about yourself and things that possibly people don't know, just to introduce yourself, really. So, my name is Debs. I am a wife and a mother and a grandmother. I have been married to Phil for 7 years. We've been together for over 16 years. In fact, today is our wedding anniversary. So, happy wedding anniversary, Phil. I live in Nottingham. I'm not from Nottingham. I'm from an area in the south of England that is about a 40-minute drive from London. But I moved to Nottingham, which is in the Midlands, 8 years ago. when my two wonderful daughters both bought their own houses and moved out of home, I was renting a house for us at the time and thought there's no point in doing that. So I moved up here with Phil and we bought this house that we're living in. I have, like I say, two daughters in their 30s. They are wonderful human beings, love them to bits. They have great partners. My eldest daughter has two children. Mason, my oldest grandson, has just turned 3. And I mean, literally just 2 weeks ago. And his little sister Mia is now nearly 8 months old. My youngest daughter Becca also has an 8-month-old baby, a son called Remy. And so they were pregnant together and are now on maternity leave together. Kerry is a nurse. Becca is she works for a high-end security company that deals with security for places like Hampton Court Palace and things like that. They are both great fun. They work hard, they play hard, and they're brilliant mothers. I used to be a journalist. I was a journalist for nearly 40 years, which is probably why I like reading and writing so much. I took voluntary redundancy at the end of the pandemic, and prior to that I was travelling a lot because I lived in Nottingham. One of the offices I had to go to was 150 miles away. In fact, I worked at 3 different offices. I got exhausted, basically. And so since then, I've had enough time to devote myself more to my hobbies. I frequently go down to visit the family. I stay with my mother. It was probably where I got my crafting inspiration from. My mother has always sewn and knitted and created things, and also hoarded things. And if you've seen any of my haul videos, every time I go to my mother's house, I come back with a huge box of things to craft with, which is just amazing. My dad died several years ago. I have 2 brothers who both have Down syndrome, and one is my birth brother, and the younger one became my brother when we adopted him when he was 3 years old, which is about 50 years ago. I also have a sister who is a great crafter. Her forte is knitting, and she knits the most beautiful things. What else can I tell you? I have crafted virtually all my life. I'm better at art now than I was. I once had an art teacher who complained about my lack of ability in a school report at the end of the year, and my mother said that if I left high school, senior school, unable to draw a stick man, she really didn't care. But I've always crafted sewn stuff. I can knit. I can't really crochet, and my art is improving. But I love paper crafting. I love all of my hobbies involve paper. If I'm writing, I write on paper and then transfer it to a computer. Reading, I prefer reading hard copies of books. And crafting, paper is probably my preferred medium, but I do love fabric as well. I'm 60. I have no problems about being 60. I used to work with a guy who was a lot older than us, and people used to say, "How old are you, Larry?" And he used to reply, "Well, at least I made it. There's no guarantee you're going to," which I just thought was hilarious. So yeah, that's me. I'm going to tag a few people. I'm going to tag people who I've got to know over the last 7 or 8 months, 9 months. Can't remember how long I've been on this crafting channel. And they're all smaller crafting channels, but they're so good and they're so friendly. One of the things I found about the crafting community on YouTube is that the level of support is enormous, and that's just wonderful. There are more crafters in the US, I've found. I haven't discovered that many UK based crafters. It would be lovely to discover more UK crafters, so maybe we could have get togethers occasionally or swap things. Postage being extortionate at the moment, it's much easier to post things to people in your own country than it is to post across borders. But yes, that's me. My crafting channel is less than a year old. It's called the Creative Book Shack because of this book shack. Thank you to the ladies who created this, and thank you to Cindy for tagging me in this. Go out and show everybody a lot of love. Watch their channels, subscribe to their channels. Most importantly, if you don't want to comment on their channels or my channel, give us a like, because it really, really helps the algorithm on YouTube, and it helps to get your channel more widely viewed, which is always lovely. So have a beautiful day, and I'm going out to lunch with my husband because it's our wedding anniversary. I will speak to you all very soon. Thank you very much for popping by. And if you want to do this challenge, do it. Introduce yourself to the wider community. Lovely to see you. I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.